Hi, welcome back to Weirdy Tropicals. It's Eddie again. For those of you that are new to the channel, please subscribe. I've got 98% of my regular viewers that are not even subscribed to the channel, so don't be a voyeur. Click on the subscribe button. You don't need to click the bell, so I'm not annoying you every time a video goes out, but it just means that it might put it in your browsing on your thumbnails when you're scrolling through on YouTube. But the point of the channel is I'll give you a quick introduction in case you're new. It's anything tropical. So I run a tropical plant business called Weirdy Tropicals. I do garden tours of my own garden. I'll give you tips and tricks throughout the season of whether it's overwintering things, because obviously it's a cold climate, as well as tips and tricks as to get things to grow a little bit faster and planting schemes. And I'm just about to launch another extension of a bed, so I can show you if you're new and kind of want some ideas. That is a bit of a minefield about how to go over that. Without further waffle, today is all about this pond and the reasons why I would put a pond in your garden. So whether or not you just sink a bucket into the ground, fill it with stone, put an angled couple of stones on there so anything that falls in can swim its way out and crawl its way back out, or whether you go for something like this, or for something like some of the people that I follow on here, Rich, he's got absolutely monstrous pond in there. It doesn't matter the size and the scale, all of it adds, and it helps the wildlife and things. I've had bees that land and wasps land on the little black solar feature you can see on the bottom when the solar thing's not on. They use that as a platform to drink from. I have birds that I've never seen in this area coming in, taking a drink out of that, whether the water feature's on or not. I have a hedgehog that visits the garden regularly, which I've never seen. Honestly, I've never seen a hedgehog in my area before. I'm not saying they're not there, but obviously I've had the cameras in my back garden for years and they just never trigger. And obviously now it triggers my camera to say that the hedgehog's bowling around. Good thing is if you're not a proper gardener, but if you're a regular gardener, you'll know that slugs, especially last year for the vast majority of the Facebook groups that I was on, was an awful lot of moaning about slug damage. And quite rightly, we spend a fortune on our plants, so we don't want the slugs eating them. If I've got birds and things like that, hedgehogs, I know they only eat them if they're starving. But if I've got birds visiting the garden regularly because I've got a pond there, they're going to eat the slugs. So it's going to be beneficial for both. The other thing is, when I turn this on, I feel like I'm at a resort, so I can sit back in the sun, close my eyes, I can hear this thing trickling off, I can put my music on, I'll do whatever I want to do. And it's just a fantastic addition to any garden. It's also one of them rare ones where you're not putting like a little tiny plant in and then 3 years later it looks decent. This is an instant impact. And for most of us gardeners, most of us are impatient. We want to put something in the ground and it grow like a magic beanstalk, and the next day it's at its full max height. This thing is like that. As soon as you put this in the ground, it's ready, it's done. Yes, it might take a couple of days, but in the grand scheme of things, there's not much that moves at that speed in your garden. And like I say, whether it's big, small, or otherwise, it's all going to attract wildlife. It's all going to have that reflection of the garden when you're walking through. You can see the reflection of the plants and stuff in there. And I just think they're absolutely fantastic. It makes the garden feel more like an experience to me, rather than it feeling stagnant. And I think the people that have got the water in the gardens will probably agree with that. This little solar feature here is what I was talking about. So when that's not in operation, the bees land on that and the wasps land on that and take a drink from that. And obviously it's important to try and look after those things, especially early in the season as well, when there's not a lot in flower. Hence why I put these little daffodils and stuff around. Not exactly tropical, but it all helps these pollinators and stuff when they're just emerging. There's nothing else really in the gardens. There's no water anywhere. Everyone's like had all their driveways paved, so there's less and less grass and stuff anywhere now. So anything you can do to kind of help out, I think it's fantastic. My brother-in-law built me this. A shout out to my brother Tom, who built me this for my 40th birthday, and it's an absolute fantastic gift. It's something that will be there probably for longer than I am. It's absolutely fantastic. I did have another water feature. Well, I say did have, I still have got that, but it's cost me 350 quid. I'll take you around there in a second. And it was just from a local garden centre, one of your typical plug and play kind of jobs on there. Didn't attract the wildlife or anything like that, just because like I had to keep treating it because it was getting all algae and stuff in there. So I had to keep emptying it all the time. Anyway, but I'll take you a walk around now so you can see the other one. Like I say, this one was £350 from a local garden centre. It just pours from one to the other. It does light up and it does sound nice. So when you got the two on as well, it kind of makes that kind of ambient kind of effect. It is quite nice. And it doesn't make you need the toilet, contrary to what everybody keeps telling you. I ain't constantly running to the toilet either, just because I've got a water feature on. So if you put that one 350 quid next to this one, it'd be a hard sell to sell the bucket one to me, you know. Like I say, there was a lot of effort to get this, because we collected the stone manually. We went to the guy's house who was getting rid of it all on Marketplace, and we carried it from a very long garden through his kitchen, through his drive onto the van, and then again from my front garden through my alleyway to the back garden. But now it's done, it's absolutely worth it. Hopefully it's inspired you to get one for yourself, and obviously help the wildlife out, as well as adding an extra level of interest. And again, it's a year-round interest. Even when it was really cold, I could run this, and the ice didn't stay on it. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.